Now, generally speaking, there are two types of sports fans, pessimistic and optimistic. For purposes of this video, I will discuss both sides, and you tell me where you fall on the spectrum. I always marvel at fans that can be so hopeful and optimistic about the Dolphins when they haven't won anything in 50 years. But then I'm reminded of my own hope and optimism when it comes to my Florida Panthers, who still have yet to win the whole thing in their entire existence. Now, when it comes to the Dolphins, the pessimist might say, so let me get this straight. We have to play Buffalo, then we have to play them again. Then if we win those games, our likely reward are playing the Super Bowl champion Chiefs. And then if we somehow survive that gauntlet, we end up right back in Baltimore, where we just got manhandled like a bouncer stopping some drunk girl who barely weighs 90 pounds from getting into the club. Yeah, we might have been first in line, but that doesn't mean we're getting in. Now, the optimist might say, all right, well, what about second chances? Haven't we all failed at something only to make good on our second try? What if Tua doesn't throw that interception near halftime? What if he also doesn't throw the interception after the defense got a turnover? Who knows how things go then, right? Now, I suppose the reality is somewhere in the middle. Are the Dolphins talented enough to beat the Buffalo Bills twice and then Kansas City? Yeah, sure, I believe they are. However, Buffalo could say the same thing about beating Miami twice in a row. The teams are pretty much that even. Throw into the mix that both teams have the same weakness. A quarterback that makes elite throws on first downs, followed by where the hell are you throwing the ball on second down, leaving both fan bases frazzled, stressed, and screaming at their coaches to just run the damn ball. Because even if it's only 3 yards a carry, neither Allen nor Tua are talented enough to throw momentum-crushing interceptions if they're just handing the ball off. Now, many times we fans tend to focus solely on our own team and its struggles and forget the other. Case in point, many Fins fans right now think this is our time. We are ready. But what about the Bills? They've been further in the playoffs recently than Miami, and considering that they have 4 Super Bowl losses in a row in the memory banks, I'm sure Bills fans are saying that this is their time, and especially considering how they've been playing down the stretch. One thing I do not see a lot of are pessimistic Bills fans. Either way, another epic chapter in the Bills-Dolphins story is about to be written. I'm not going to lie. I'm a big fan of the scenario that have Buffalo in a win or be eliminated position Sunday night. I'm not too keen on being forced to roll the dice twice and play them again. That honestly sounds like a recipe for disaster on Miami's part. What I do know is I will not be repeating the same mistake I made back in 1991, where I bet everyone I could find $50 that the Dolphins were going to beat the Bills for a trip to the AFC Championship game. I was in the United States Air Force at the time, so basically while walking around base for the entire week leading up to the game with my Dolphins gear on, everybody that engaged ended up winning $50, and in total it cost me over $2,000. I may not be totally a pessimist, but my experience with being a Dolphins optimist has left me in shambles more times than I care to admit. And for that, Dolphins, I remain cautiously hopeful, but let's be honest. As a Fins fan, what would surprise you more, beating the Bills twice or having them eventually eliminate us? We know the history. Now let's see if history repeats itself or teaches us a new lesson.